Good morning, y'all. Fuzzy Biker here. We are at Big Alkali. I think that's how you pronounce it. We talked to some locals. Alkali Lake in the Sandhills, Nebraska. So this is going to be a video about the Alaska trip. We're meeting in Marnie, Iowa at Baxter Cycle, June 21st, the first day of summer. And then we're going to leave the next morning, June 22nd. And this is going to be our first stop. We're going to drive from Marnie to here. It's about 370 miles or so. Depending on the route you take, you can get 20 miles off to get a different route, but it's an absolutely beautiful area. I've been coming here for 3 or 4 years. It's very basic. There's no water here. There is a hydrant, but I've never been able to get them to work. There's hydrants and faucets and stuff, but they have pit toilets. They've got a big concrete one, and they've got this little one over here like this. I've never been in that one. There's a big newer one on the other end of the campground. The area we're in, we got here last night. I've never seen this place busy. Usually when I get here, there's only two or three campers, 1 or 2 campers even. This time the place was just packed, and apparently it's like fishing season. Like these guys drove 4 hours from the other end of Nebraska because the walleye fishing and the bass fishing, I'm speaking way above my knowledge level here, is supposed to be so great. My idea of fishing is, you know, grocery store and restaurant. Today I'm riding the Bear 650. I will be riding the Himalayan next week, and then of course all the way to Alaska and back. But, so this is going to be our first stop, and I put directions on how to get here. If you're coming from the south, that'd be off Highway 2, or from the north, Valentine, you will get on 83, 83 south if you're coming from Valentine, 83 north if you're coming from Highway 2, and you'll run that all the way up until you hit spur, 16B spur is what it's called, and that's closer to the Valentine end. You'll get on 16B, you'll take that about 4 miles, literally 4 miles, and there's signs on 83 to tell you where to turn. You'll take that about 4 miles, and then you'll get on this road like this. Actually, you'll be coming from that direction there. And that's about 1.2, 1.3 miles of this kind of road. It's gravelly. Right now it's hard packed. I've been here before when it's been very, I would say very, a little sandy. So it's a little, it can be a little treacherous. You got to be careful, but and then you get to the campground up here. And when you come in here, the other end of it, we'll walk that way, there is a whole mess of camping over there. Every site has electricity. It's there's water outlets over there, but no water. And of course, pit toilets, There is more camping. If you go down that road, winds way back there, there's more camping back there. I went back there on a motorcycle on my Himalayan. I can't remember if it was my 411 or my newer one, but it was very sandy, and it bogged the bike right down. So I stay out of there if I can. And I certainly didn't take the Bear out there because it's got 5,000 miles on its back tire, and I didn't want to try it, But we found some good spots. There were just a couple spots left over here. I think there was one down here. So we got ourselves some spots. There is a boat ramp here. And something interesting is, this trip to Nebraska, one of the things, so we had these brilliant blue skies yesterday with these low-lying, really fluffy clouds, and every now and then one would spit a little rain, we had to ride through those. But there was lots of water everywhere out here in the Sandhills. Every low spot's just full of water. Then I get out here to the lake, and the lake level is actually way down, if you look at this. And I'm not sure why that is, but apparently not enough water to fill this up yet. Usually the water, well, you can see usually it's up by the end of the stone here on this side, and that ramp is up higher. So this is Big Alkali Lake. I googled it. It's about 800 acres. It's, I don't know what feeds it. I don't know if it's Ogallala. I don't know if it's rainwater only, but it's just gorgeous area. I've camped here several times. Some of the big features about this area that I like the most. One is, when you get up in the middle of the night, we camped by these lights last night, but I usually camp over there where it's very dark. It's absolute darkness. The Milky Way is literally milky. It's so, keep walking this way. It's so isolated out here, and the biggest city is Valentine, which is, I think it's 2,000 or 20, let's say 3,000 people. They're big enough to have a McDonald's, and that's 17 miles away, I think. So there's just nothing out here to produce light. So that's one of the big features. The other one is the wildlife. So you lay in your tent at night and you hear these packs of, I've been out here one time, there was 3 packs. I only heard 1 pack last night, but of coyotes. And I was out here one time in 3 different directions, coyotes all howling in the night. and they make a very distinctive noise, and it's to me it's very beautiful, you know, and I love that. So why is coyote so prevalent out here? Well, this is a grassland. Grassland's full of seed. Seed is like a, you know, it's a food source for rodents. There's lots of rodents out here, so I'm guessing I know there's a lot of coyotes, and I'm guessing there's lots of owls and things like that feed off that. So this is really, I'm guessing they are the coyote is the king predator out here. So the grasslands out here, this is like the center of cattle country, and that's another thing. Driving out here yesterday, all the water, the grass was so green this time. Every time I come out here, there's lots of grass, but it's usually very dark or, you know, tan at the very least. But this time it's all very green. Lots of cattle out here. Lots of cattle out here this time, closer to the road. Lots of baby calves. You know, very, very beautiful. You know, here's the finished campground over here that I was talking about. That one has electricity over there. And there's some spots over here. We'll see those in a minute, and they have electricity. So I usually camp either over here or over here. And there's, you know, almost no light over here. Back to cattle country out here. So when the farmers moved out here eons ago, a long time ago, they were raising their cattle, and they were on the edges of the grassland, and they viewed the grasslands, the sandhills, as a treacherous area for their cows. They didn't want to get involved in it. They stayed out of it. It was like worthless land. And they had a big blizzard, and they lost a bunch of cattle, about 1,000 cows, if I got the story right. And so they rustled up a bunch of cowboys, and they went into the inner parts of this beautiful, you know, area, and they came back with a couple thousand cows. What had happened is, it turns out that the sandhills of Nebraska are like a natural habitat. If cows had a natural habitat, this would be it. So the cows over the years had gotten loose, and they would run into these valleys, and there's these little water areas, and they're protected from the wind, and it's, you know, lots of food, and they were reproduced. And I think, if I got the story right, they lost 1,000 cattle, and they came back with something like 6,000 cattle, because there were so many cows on the inside. And that was the beginning of the whole major cattle industry. And at one point in time, and this may still be true today, I'm not sure, but this was king for cattle. Everything here, you know, they had more cows they produced more beef than anywhere in the country. But so that's another place I'll camp over yonder. That's the entrance over there. The entrance is down that road. Very easy to find. Very nice. This is a fish cleaning area. Very nice campground. Electricity, but no water. So if you come out here, bring some water. Valentine it's actually about 22 miles away from here, I guess. So bring your water. You need something, go to the stores in Valentine's. If you don't want to camp out here, when you ride out here with us, Valentine has loads of hotels, lots of options like that. So this is going to be our first stop on our Alaska trip. And then from here, we will make our way to the Black Hills, which is about another 200 miles. And then from there, we'll make our way up to, I think Cody is the destination. And then we'll go the Beartooth Pass, I think it's called, Beartooth Highway. You know, we'll run through that, then we'll head into Montana, and then we'll Banff, and, you know, Dawson Creek, and all the way up to Alaska. So I'm getting pretty excited. You know, June 21st, I think this is the end of May. Tomorrow might be the last day of May, so we're 3 weeks away, a little more than 3 weeks. It's going to be loads of fun. I hope you come for all of it or part of it. You know, I've been hearing a lot from you guys about, you know, we want to go, but we can't get away the whole time. Well, run part of it with us, you know. I'll be posting daily when I can, you know, as long as there's internet access. So, you know, run part of it. You know, meet us somewhere and ride 100 miles of it, ride 10 miles of it. I don't care. Ride 1,000 miles with us. You know, ride the whole thing with us. So, anyway, life is good, my friends. Life is good. Wahoo! 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 Wahoo!